Hello everyone, this is Snigdha and in this lesson we will get to know about Saul Bellow. So let's get started with this beautiful quote by Bellow where he says, and I quote, "A novel is balanced between a few true impressions and the multitude of false ones that make up most of what we call life." Saul Bellow. Bellow was born on 10th June 1915 and he passed away on 5th April 2005. Saul Bellow is a Canadian-American writer who was awarded the Pulitzer Prize and the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1976. Saul Bellow decided to be a writer when he first read Harriet Beecher Stowe's novel Uncle Tom's Cabin. Some of you might have heard his name or say read his works and some of you may not have, and that's alright, but all of you should watch this lesson. His best known works include The Adventures of Augie March, Henderson, The Rain King, Herzog, Seize the Day, Humboldt's Gift, and his last novel, Ravelstein. Saul Bellow is hailed as one of the pioneers in the field of long narratives in American fiction, and this is the list of his literary works. These are his novels, and his first non-fiction work is To Jerusalem and Back. This is important. His first non-fiction work is To Jerusalem and Back. Generally, in Bellow's novels, there is a search for personal individual truth and the difficulty in finding that truth in the world, or let's say the postmodern world. So we'll start with his debut novel Dangling Man, which was written in diary format and published in 1944. The story centers on the life of an unemployed young man named Joseph and his relationships with his wife and friends and his frustrations with living in Chicago and waiting to be drafted. Okay, the novel consists of Joseph's personal diary entries. He has quit his job and he is waiting to be called up to war. He is a dangling man because he has no job and he is waiting, and he also hesitates to dive in the war. He finds no solution to his existential despair, and in the end of the novel he makes up his mind, but again it's doubtful whether his decision is satisfactory or not. Joseph is a man waiting between the two worlds of civilian life and the army, suspended between two identities. Right, moving on. Herzog is one of the most widely acclaimed novel written by Saul Bellow. The protagonist's name is Moses Herzog. This book won the National Book Award for Fiction, and the book has autobiographical elements because the character of Herzog in many ways echoes a fictionalized Saul Bellow. Herzog is set in 1964 in United States, and it is about the midlife crisis of a Jewish man named Moses Herzog. Herzog spends much of his time mentally writing letters he never sends. These letters are aimed at friends, family members, and famous figures. The recipients may be dead, and Herzog has often never met them. As the novel progresses, the letters become fewer and fewer, and this seems to mirror the healing of the narrator's mind. As his attention turns from his inner struggles and intellectual ideas towards the real world outside. So the novel centers on Herzog's relationship not just with women and friends, but also with society and himself. Herzog's own thoughts and thought processes are laid bare in the letter he writes. When Bellow was asked about the novel and what is the theme of the novel, Bellow said, and I quote, "People don't realize how much they are in the grip of ideas. We live among ideas much more than we live in nature." Herzog is such a person. In fact, he considers his addiction to ideas to be his greatest virtue. Herzog comes to realize at last that what he considers his intellectual privilege has proved to be another form of bondage. It is only when he has loosened this bondage and gotten in touch with the primordial person who exists outside this ideology that Herzog can achieve the experience of authentic being. Saul Bellow. These are some of the important quotes from the novel. Hegel understood the essence of human life to be derived from history. History, memory, that is what makes us human. That and our knowledge of death. Now, why is Bellow talking about Hegel in his novel Herzog? See, understand this. This quote absolutely makes sense in the novel because as a character, Herzog is obsessed with recounting his own history and his own memories, and he believes in Hegel's philosophy. See, Hegel is a German philosopher who believed that history was created dynamically by the contradictory and conflicting interests of men. But at the same time, he believed that history showed us a progression. In the end, there was self-realization. Human being realized that he has reason and freedom. This is exactly what happens to the main character Herzog in the novel. Herzog drifts through his impulses and thoughts, some of which contradict each other, but in the end, he comes to terms with himself. Moses Herzog learns to accept the ambiguities of his journey and his self. That is why Saul Bellow has written about Hegel in his novel Herzog. This is very important. Okay, if you are asked a question in net that which character of Saul Bellow believes in Hegel's philosophy, the answer is Herzog. Alright, moving on. The next quotes are, I really believe that brotherhood is what makes a man human. Next one, if existence is nausea, then faith is an uncertain relief. Moving on. These are some of the facts for multiple choice questions. Please take down notes or try to remember and revise it multiple times. In the Kingsley Amis novel, Stanley and the Woman, Stanley's son Steve reads a copy of Herzog and abruptly tears it up. Ian McEwan begins his 2005 novel Saturday with an extended epigraph from Herzog. The narrative protagonist of Coetzee's The Vietnam Project in Dusklands, before being committed to an asylum, has in his possession a copy of Herzog in addition to Patrick White's Voss. Alright, moving on. The Adventures of Augie March is a picaresque novel by Saul Bellow. Now, what is a picaresque novel? See, the word picaresque comes from the Spanish word picaro, which means a rogue or a rascal. Okay, picaresque novel is a genre of prose fiction that depicts the adventures of a roguish but appealing hero of low social class. Okay, this novel was published in 1953. Augie March is the protagonist who grows up during the Great Depression. What is Great Depression? Great Depression was the severe worldwide economic depression in the 1930s, and this novel is an example of Bildungsroman. What is Bildungsroman? It traces the development of an individual through a series of encounters, occupations, or say relationships from boyhood to manhood. Alright, so in the course of the novel, Augie encounters various characters that try to dominate him. He always resists and flees, however, remarking, this is the most important quote from the novel, that's the struggle of humanity to recreate others to your version of what's real. The novel is a picaresque one. It is composed of loosely connected episodes instead of one clear plot. It tells the story of the pursuits of a young man, Augie, growing up in the decades before and during the Great Depression of the 1930s. Alright, moving on. Seize the Day is a novel by Saul Bellow published in 1956, and the novel was adapted into the film of the same name. The story centers on a day in the life of Wilhelm Adler, and in the novel, Wilhelm experiences a day of reckoning as he is forced to examine his life and to finally accept the burden of self. Okay, he is a failed actor in his 40s. Alright. Henderson, the Rain King is a 1959 novel by Bellow. The protagonist's name is Eugene Henderson. The novel is about Henderson and his search for meaning in life. Henderson is a 55-year-old who has accumulated money, position and a large family. He nonetheless feels unfulfilled. Henderson has in him a spiritual void that manifests itself as an inner voice crying out, I want, I want, I want. But Henderson has no idea what it is that he wants. Okay, so the book is a blend of philosophical discourse and comic adventure that has helped make it one of the most popular works of Saul Bellow. So what happens in the novel is, hoping to discover what he wants, what he actually wants, Henderson goes to Africa. So the novel is about his journey to Africa, where he draws emotional sustenance from his encounters with a variety of African tribesmen, right? So this is what happens in the novel. Henderson goes to Africa and there he hires a native guide in Africa whose name is Romilayu, and then he goes to this village of Wariri where he moves the statue of the goddess Mumaha and unwittingly becomes the Wariri Rain King Sungo, okay, in the village of Wariri. Alright, there he develops a friendship with the king Dafu, who is native born but western educated. Dafoe goes to find a lion and the lion hunt fails and Dafoe is no more. Henderson learns that the Rain King is the next person in the line of succession for the throne. So having no interest in being king and desiring only to return home, Henderson flees the Wariri village, and the novel ends with an optimistic and uplifting note. This is what the novel is about. Henderson, the Rain King. Alright, moving on. Humble's Gift is a novel published in 1975 and it is very important because it won the 1976 Pulitzer Prize for Fiction. The novel is a romantic about Bellow's friendship with the poet Delmore Swartz. The novel explores the changing relationship of art and power in a materialist America. Alright, we'll move to Bellow's next novel, Ravelstein, which is his last published novel, which was published in 2000, and the novel is written in the form of a memoir. The narrator is in Paris with Abe Ravelstein and Nikki, his lover. Ravelstein, who is dying, asks the narrator to write a memoir about him after he dies, and the title character Ravelstein is based on the philosopher Alan Bloom. So Ravelstein is Saul Bellow's final novel, and the novel tells the tale of a friendship between a university professor and a writer. Alright, so guys, this was about Saul Bellow and we have come to the end of this lesson and I hope you liked it. We'll end this video with this beautiful quote by Bellow where he says, "Associate with the noblest people you can find, read the best books, live with the mighty, but learn to be happy alone." Saul Bellow. Thank you and have a great day ahead.